Hi, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly, where we create with a diverse array of available things. Woohoo! It's Monday night. Good evening, ladies. Cindy, good. There's another gal that goes by Rain something, and her name is Kelly. I haven't seen her in a while, but I get confused unless I see the two names together. So, welcome to Teresa. She's in their house, and we've got Rain Girl Cindy, and there's our Barbara. Hi, Barbara. What do you got going on? What's happening? Well, I've got a couple of things planned. My day got away from me. Oh, shocker, shocker. Hi, Dawn. And gosh, I don't know. I'm like a kid. I guess I just get so absorbed in what I'm doing. And my husband, always makes dinner. Hi, Kathy. And I'm having my dinner, and I looked up at my computer, and I'm like, what? I couldn't believe what time it was. Oh my gosh. So I gave myself an extra 10 minutes. I usually start or try to start around 5:30, but what can I say? I'm a busy, busy girl. Just having fun in my art studio. So welcome, welcome to everyone who's here coming in. Good time at Lisa's. I was there for a little bit, had to scoot out. I don't know if they're still going. They might still be going, but I know Lisa said she had to skedaddle around 4:30 Central. So last time we were together, I had felted some things, and so I was on a felting kick the last day, and I just felted some swatches of fabric so I could cut out more birds. And then someone in chat suggested, and it may have been Marty, I'm not sure, one of the gals, to maybe cut out some paper or some fabric to put underneath the birds to help give them a little more stability. I don't think I made a good choice. First of all, it's too late, I think. I mean, it'll be fine. Um, And I don't think I picked fabric that really has any stability. I was gonna do paper, but then I was leery about stitching through paper because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, and, it probably would be fine. So I'm just gonna say up front here, if you are, a replayer, um, please scoot forward about a half an hour. I'm gonna wait till some of my friends arrive, and we're gonna do a few little things first before we get to the Snippet Journal. And I see Angie has come in. Hi, Angie. And we've got Kel. Good evening, Kelly. I'm just putting a few French knots in the tail of this little fair feathered friend. And I'll show you some of my birds. I'm really not a slow stitcher. I'm learning. I used to do embroidery stuff when I was, young, but I wasn't very good at it, and certainly not creative with the stitching. Look, this guy's got a little extra something something. Hi, Stacy. Right there. I don't think these scissors are going to get it. I have a gigantic pair of fabric scissors out by my comfy chair. So this is a little blue guy. So I just mixed some of my wool together. If you saw my last live, was it yesterday? Today's Monday. Did I felt Sunday? Who knows? I can't keep track. And I put a little bead on this guy, some French knots to hold that fabric down. I didn't glue the fabric. I just, figured it could hold by my stitching and then added a little button there. So he's blue. I cut out some red. And then I think when we were together, we did the different corals and oranges. And then I felted some of that fabulous pink and green with the little threads of sparkle. And I did some hearts and some flowers and some little baby birds. Let's see, what else did I? Oh, I did a brown bird. You got to have a brown bird. So I'm not sure. Don't pay attention to my thumb. I tried to glue on my nail and it's not cooperating and I ran out of time. So I apologize. Of course, I'm right-handed and I gotta, oh, look, here's some flowers. These are just simple cuts. I ran them through my Cuttlebug. So you can add buttons and, oh, good, Kathy. I don't feel so bad then. Kathy doesn't remember what day it was either. Gosh, I don't know. My neighbor said, how's your husband? I haven't seen him for a while. And I said, really? He's fine. I said, he brought you a meal and he brought you, she said, oh, yeah, the warm apple pie. I said, yeah, right. Wasn't that like Friday or Saturday? She's like, oh, I don't know. Of course, she's 94. There's no excuse for me. I'm a lot younger than that. We couldn't remember. How can you not remember when you had the apple pie? I don't know. So here's a little yellow one. Now this one, for whatever reason, I cut two wings, but different parts of the yellow. So I was thinking I might put those together. Actually, I was thinking about a French knot rather than a button, although I did pull a button, but I'm thinking that button might look cute as his eye. So I just wanted to stitch a couple of these up just to show you how cute they are. Now, I didn't fuss around with thread. I just have thread that was, well, if it's Tuesday, it must be Belgium. That sounds familiar. I don't know if I ever saw that movie, though, really. I've been dying to go to Belgium. So I'm just going to start. I just offset the little wings a little bit. I'm just going to start underneath here just to kind of clip them together. And then let's move this little eyeball. I have my computer a little closer than normal, I think. I'm going to leave that little bit of fabric on the back of this guy. So I'm going to just poke down through this area and pull his little wing up tight. Wings, he's got wings. And then I'm going to come back through. Now the thread that I'm using is kind of like a, really kind of looks like an army gray. Okay, Barbara's going to be back. She's going to check the dryer. All right, so I've got a little stitch there, and I really kind of came off. I can do a couple of French knots. So I just wind it 4 or 5 times. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, I'm very clumsy. Put that right back down in that spot and pull that thread straight down and try not to make it crooked. I'm going to put a couple more in there. Now I'm wondering how it would really look if I did some stitching around the outer edge. Like a blanket stitch. But see, I'm very oh, how can I say? I'm very dyslexic with some things. And I usually have to watch a video, hey Raoul, to remind myself how to do some of the stitches. And like with the blanket stitch, the French knot's not looking very French. I forget which way I'm supposed to be going. So I usually need a reminder. But these are just for little embellishments, either on a page or on the front of a journal cover. Now I'm going to come up here where I want this little eyeball. But I'm very pleased with how these turned out. I think they turned out really cute. I could have felted the wool a little more for sure. But I got to tell you, my arm started to bother me and my shoulder, and I thought, "You know what? These will be fine." Especially once you, zhuzh them up a little bit, right? Add a little eyeball, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You really could, if you wanted to put this on a now I'm trying to find that little hole there. If you wanted to, stitch this or glue this down on on the front of a journal or on some fabric, you could really stitch him little legs, right? Because he doesn't have any little legs. I just don't know about the blanket stitch around it. If I come I don't want to tear him up. If I come this way, I know I'm not going to have enough of this thread. I think this is how you do this. And you don't have to go all the way around. You know, you do just do what you want. I'm getting my I'm not getting my knickers in a twist, but I'm getting my thread in a twist. Now I'm gonna coming around his little beaker there. I don't know, what do you think? I was thinking about a couple stitches around his beak. Barbara have returneth. How's things in the dryer world? Let's wrap this. Wonder if this'll stay. No, I guess I'd have to stitch. See, this is very soft. Don't cringe, oh sewers among us. I know Kel was saying with a satin stitch. Now, see, I want to be on the other side of that thread, I think. With a satin stitch, you want to get up real close. Hi, Gil. Didn't expect to see you. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. You have a good evening as well. Maybe I'll come back here a little further. Just to give a little bit of color on his beak to make it different than the rest of him. I like this little yellow guy. But I don't want to dent his beak, you know what I mean? Make it all misshapen. I don't know. Can you see that okay? I could have picked a better color, I guess. So once I was fussing around with these, hi Kathy. Um, you know how we do. We sit at our craft space and we get involved with things, and then one thing leads to another, and before you know it, you're heading down a rabbit hole. Oh, thank you, Stacy. That's very kind of you. I'm going to come around here, this side. And I think that, yeah, see, that's not right. Maybe I should have, let's come back under here. See if I can get that one straight. So once I started die cutting these, I thought, well, while I have my machine out, I might as well die cut a couple of other things. So I had a couple of different dies out, and I thought, well, I'll run those through real quick and get myself some die cuts done, which I haven't really done for a while. And a lot of times if I'm building a journal, I'll think to myself, I wish I had a little tag that I didn't have to stop and cut a tag. I just wish I had something. Yeah, this here, somehow I got off on my blanket stitch. And Calico Kate was saying the other day in one of her recordings, I think, she likes to do things in bulk ahead of time. And then when she sits down to do a project, she has what she needs in a container. She can just open it up and she's got a plethora of choices, right? So I was doing the Kathy. I was doing the Calico Kate. Well, this doesn't look so great there, I don't think. But maybe I can take it out and redo it. But I think I'm going to need something, of course, on his little tail. But I'm getting short on the thread here. But you get the idea of what we can do with these little felted birds. If you have, you could, find the shape similar on the internet. You could cut this because you can cut the felt, you can run it through your machine. You might have a little kitty cat or something else, a little flower, a little heart, and you can just jazz them up, right? And then add them to your covers or your journals, or really even your mixed media art, for goodness sakes, right? I think they turned out too. Thanks, Teresa. So once I started cutting, I wanted to do some paper. And once I started to do some paper, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, hmm, I wonder how this would look if I cut out some shapes on flashcards, because I have tons of flashcards and I don't really use them. I use them very, very little. And so I pulled out some flashcards and I started to cut. Where's my box? And let's see. I picked out plain areas, and then I picked out areas where there were some designs, just to make different choices, because I don't know down the road what I'm going to necessarily want for whatever project, right? I'm trying to find. And then I had some the covers of a calendar sitting. Oh, yes, I have this doily die cut. I don't know that I've ever cut anything out of that. So I pulled some paper from a book that I have sitting here. I used some coffee dyed paper, cut out some of those. And then next to me, I had the outer covering of a calendar. And it had a real pretty flower on it. See, it's got a calendar on the back. So I cut some of those out. So as I'm cutting and I'm chatting with Calico Kate, I said to her, well, if I'm cutting them out of flashcards, I wonder how they would look if I stamped on them. So I started to stamp on the flashcards. And when I first started to, that sounded like when I fart. I didn't mean that to sound like that. When I first started to stamp on them, I'm thinking these look kind of cute. Because you know how when you're making a journal, sometimes you want tuck-ins or to create little pockets or things that you can make to add to your journals that don't take a lot of time. So I'm looking at some of these flashcards, and of course I like the stencil stamp. So I got out my stencil stamp. Look how cute the elephant looks. And then I stamped both sides because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Where's my rabbit? Look at this rabbit. Isn't he darling? So I started stamping on those. And then I went from that. I took the ones that weren't so great. Like some of the flashcards, they got goofy looking things on them. But when you whack them up and put them through your die cutter, they don't look so bad. And then I was thinking, if I ink the edges of these are really going to be cute. So let me just show you what I did. So I just pulled out some more flashcards. So I was thinking a couple of these would look cute, just just stamped. Now, these flashcards, I guess you might say they're retro. I don't know that they're vintage. I think I have a couple vintage ones, like this one here, because it really looks it. But most of them have that glossy finish to them. So I used a archival ink. Now, I know this is going to sound silly, but I opened my drawer. I was looking for my StazOn. I just recently ordered a re-inker for black StazOn from Joann Fabric because I'm just tired of not being able to replenish my StazOn black ink. I have the other colors, but sometimes I'm my own worst enemy, for a couple of bucks waiting for a sale, I just ordered it. So I'm looking in my drawer. Excuse me, I had to have a sip. I'm looking in my drawer where I have my inks. And I'm like, what is, oh, I forgot I had these. Here, when I bought that lot of craft things a couple of years back now from this gal, she had all these archival inks and all these different colors. And at first, I was just going to go to my Tim inks. And not that I'm necessarily going to put anything wet on these, but I probably will use these as a background to maybe make a tag, or I don't know, cut it down to be an ATC. You never know what you're going to do, right? Like I said earlier, one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, you're die cutting. Okay, Kathy, have a good evening. You never know what you're going to end up with. Now, a couple of these older ones, they have just a flat finish. So I haven't done anything with these, but I'm going to try these. And I'm just going to do a couple to just show you, how cute. I mean, these are juvenile, of course. They're flashcards. They're to attract young kids and to help them learn their words. But I would say most of us, if not all of us that are here tonight or will be watching in the next couple of days, have a box of flashcards sitting in a drawer that you might not be using. Now, I have, on some of them, I used this as well, and that turned out cute too. I don't know if I'll do any, I don't know if I saved any of those out that have that design. Yeah, here's one. I don't know if you can see it. That turned out cute too, right? So if you got a favorite stamp that fits the size of your card, use it. Use it. See if you like it. Try it. You might like it. Okay, so now this kitty cat has some oranges and some yellows, and this is called Orange Blossom. So I'm going to try it. Now, I usually like to try to ink and then do a tester. So I just pulled some book pages. I got a stack of book pages here that I took apart. I don't know, like a Reader's Digest or something. But I've had these, really, forgot they were in my drawer for a couple of years. And they're pretty juicy. They're not too bad. So I'm just going to scrub a little bit on here. And because I can't really see with the block, I'm doing it this way. Feel like I'm doing a jelly plate. So that's stamped pretty good, right? I don't need it to be in your face dark. So I'm going to add some more. I'm going to drop down the kitty. Now, I have had some problem with some wiggle, and I probably could choose something better to lay on top. But when I inked the other side, I kind of felt like my hand, I had to really let them dry, but I kind of felt like my hand was dragging on that ink. So I just thought I'd rather use something on top to help me press it down better. Now, I'm sorry. How cute is that? I think it's adorable. Okay, so now this one, see, I could use the orange on this side. I could really use the orange again with this dog. Now, there's probably still enough on there to get me another halfway decent print. Ooh, I think just the paper went. And if it's smudged, some of them got smudged, then I cut them up. I ran them through my die cutter. But if you're going to turn them into a ATC card or a tag, you're going to be gluing stuff on top anyway, right? But I know people use flashcards for tags in their journals. That's nothing new. But it never occurred to me to stamp on them. I'm sorry, it just didn't. I'm thinking I'd like to see what colors that I have. Something to go with that iris. I've got gray, I've got cornflower blue. I know I have a green. There's the green might be nice. I don't think I have a purple in this. Although I do have purple in Stays On. I think I'm going to go green. It's a toss-up for me with green or purple because I love them both. Green's my first love. So let's take the extra ink off of here. So I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome, welcome in. And if you're a replayer, I just need a few more minutes. Well, that's not true. I probably need another 20. I said a half an hour and we'd start the project. I'm looking at my time and it looks like we're almost there. So you get the idea of this, right? There were a couple other things I was want to show you, but maybe I'll show you at the end when I'm getting ready to skedaddle. I tend to do things in bulk. And I've said this before, when I used to do ceramics, I would line up 20 pieces, 20 chicks at once. I really like them. See, now these have the glossy finish. I want to try one. Apple. I have a geranium red. I'm going to do geranium red on the apple. And I used to line up, say, like 10, 15, 20 bunnies. And I'd do everybody's ears. And then I'd do everybody's eyes. And then I would do all the noses. So I don't know if it's because I used to work like that I kind of got myself into. If I make one of something, I usually don't just make one. I usually make at least 5 or more. So I just got in the habit of doing things like that. So I keep finding boxes that I have stacked away where I've got journals partially made. And it's been a little while now, but I'm pretty sure it was Dee Dee Willingham and, hey, Mitzi, good evening. And Murray from the Murray Atelier. And they were cutting composition books in half. Now, this was before you could buy them in those sizes. Now, somewhere in my art room, I've got those new ones that are smaller. They're not the minis. They're not this size. They're not this size. They're kind of like maybe about like that, but you flip them up. I know I bought some. I bought them and gave some to my grandchildren, but I don't know where the others are. That's the way you are with nuts and chips. Me too. I think we're just great people. And so I had whacked a composition book in half. I didn't do that great. And I remember Dee Dee saying you could take them to like one of those copy places, and they have a machine where they can put it in and they can, where I used to work, they had one. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, yeah, I'm liking that one. So I could have asked my husband too, but I didn't. I just whacked it. So I'm digging through boxes and I found them. So I thought, what can I do with this? It's got the composition paper in it. It's bright white. I'm just really not into the bright white. I didn't really want to coffee stain the whole page because, okay, Ange, welcome back. Um, you know, myself or whoever, might want to write on the pages and not have it real dark. So I started to fuss around with it and I decided that I would throw some coffee on my jelly plate. And that's what I did. I just brushed some coffee on my jelly plate and started to pick it up, similar to what I was doing with, I think it was watercolor or something last week. I'm gonna have to start writing my stuff down that I do so I can remember. I look like a goofball not remembering what I do on my stream and what I have done. So I coffee stained the papers, and then I thought I want to do something different with the cover. I didn't want to just cover it with scrapbook paper, and so I decided to try to make it look like rags or scraps or snippet. So I decided to call it a snippet journal. So here it is. This is my half composition book, and I just took pieces of fabric from my fabric jar, which is quite large, my little snippet fabric jar. And I had some glue already mixed with water that I was using for when we did the fabric paper. So it was quite watered down. I thought, I want to use this up. I don't want to throw it away. And so the cover got a little warped, but it's a junk journal made with scraps. I have tons of scraps, okay? I can make thousands of these books with the scraps that I have. But at least I feel a little better that I'm doing something with some of the scraps. So then, of course, inside of a composition book, you have usually little letters here, it shows you how you should do your cursive or whatever. So I decided to just put another piece of fabric and make a little pocket in the front and then a pocket in the back. So these are some wild colors. And then I did 2 signatures. I stitched them in, just a blanket, a pamphlet stitch, and then I just put on some lace. And then I thought, well, why not make it look real raggy and use, some more of the fabric? And so what I did was every couple of pages, I didn't count, which is really unlike me. I just started to either staple or glue. I think I stitched a couple. Now, in hindsight, stitching ahead of time is really, the way to go. Look, I can see, I've got a big section here, not done. So I can add some there. But I put some out the top and out the side, not so much out the bottom, but I could do that too. This one, I just looped it around and then ripped another piece of the fabric and just did a little dangly thing. But you could add charms. You could do, you certainly can do anything you want. This one should be sticking out the top. Cut up some lace. So that's basically it. But I love it. And then I took a piece of seam binding and I'm just tying it around the end. And there's my journal. So I thought tonight I would show you, just go through and show you how I did it. So it just took me a couple of days to get my paper dyed. So this is the other half of the primary journal. composition book that I'd whacked in half. And you will notice that the pages have those. I think I kept all the same pages in this one. Yeah, so this is the top half where they have that big space. I don't know if you can see that. So I kept them the same. So in this one, it's going to have the bottom half of the page. Hi, there's Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Thank you. So I'm not going to use watered down glue. I just put some glue all in this little jam jar. So I have that. That's what I'm going to use tonight. And let's see, I should have something here that I can put underneath because I'll probably get sloppy. I'm always moving something. So how is everyone? Always moving something. Yeah, maybe I won't get sloppy. Well, let's see if I get sloppy. If I get sloppy, you know, I'm just going to open it up like this, open up my glue, and I'm going to pull out a handful of fabric out of my little, it's not little. It's not little. I have 2 of these. For a girl who had no fabric when she moved to Jersey, Keisha always says things multiply in her room where she stores and keeps all her stuff. I think that's what happens with this here fabric. So I'm just going to take little pieces and glue them down wherever I like. Now that's Christmas. Oh, a Christmas one might be nice, huh? I don't think I'm going to do Christmas. Just grabbing out some. I can always dig back in here. I have no color theme in mind. Of course, you could theme it for colors if you wanted to make one for a friend, a relative. You could make it their favorite color. Or if you have puppy fabric, when our dogs would go to get groomed, every time they came home, whatever the reason, if it was a holiday, they had a holiday one, they all had these little. So Daddy didn't really like the dogs wearing those, so off they went into the washing machine and into Mom's Snippet jar. So I'm just gonna have a little paper towel there, get out my glue brush. Hey, Nashwa. Hello, hello. And I'm going to just start gluing this down. Now, see here, this is too small to wrap around. Hey, Big Mama, good evening. So, you could do a farm one. Wouldn't a farm one be nice? I know I don't have much in the way of scraps for farm. Now, this is really kind of a no-brainer, but it's also fun to do. And some of it I will tear. If I can tear it, it'll be easier. I thought originally I would iron, and I thought, you know what? The glue will straighten it out for the most part, and I'm just kind of making it every which way. So now see, this is all yucked up. So I'm just going to start gluing these down. Now I could use certainly crafting with glue might not chat a lot. This is true. This is true. Gel medium, you know, would be really nice to use, but see, that's more expensive. My Elmer's glue all was reasonably priced. So I'm going to use that. That's what I used on the other. Of course, this is not watered down, so I'm hoping I don't have the warping like I did But when I glued on the other side, I could also use my Fabri-Tac, but same thing. The Fabri-Tac really is just like, oh, I don't know if anybody else, I mean, a lot of you use it. It's like a big snotty mess, you know? And a lot of times, you know, it's hard to spread. And again, it costs way more than the Elmer's glue wall. And I don't care about, you know, these kind of edges. See, I just like all that stuff. And if I have any of those sticking up when I'm done, I might just add a charm to that or a pin, because that just adds to it. Now, I also think this would probably be really cute to do in a larger, and you could use, it doesn't have to be a composition book. You can use any kind of a book, right? You could go to Reader's Digest. Now, see, I'm thinking this might be nice for to tie around the end. I would thought about attaching a ribbon inside to be able to close it if it gets chubby. But I just, you know, I didn't like the way that looked, and I really wanted it to look raggy. So I opted for just tying some fabric around the end. One of the other things that I did in the last one, now I'm going to let some of this stick up over the top edge. I found in my little tub of snippet pieces an old hanky with some stitching. Look, I'll show you. You may not have seen it right off. I found a corner of a hanky that somebody had stitched, so I put that around the corner. How cute is that? Nothing like liking your own work. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. See, now this I want to put more on the top, right? Because it's lacy. And this one here, I've got some sequins on that little piece. I want to save that for my last layer. So I'm just going to keep, oh, here's the fabric that Shannon liked. They sent a little piece of this to Shannon. Art Junkie Shannon. And you could lay it out if you want to really be fanatical about it. We're all different, so that's, you know, that's fine. It's your book. Do as you wish. Oh, see, I got a little sloppy there. But if you do that, make sure you take a picture so you can see where everything is laying, so you can get it back the way that you know, liked it. Oh, here's some. We got some writing on the wall. So what's everybody else up to on this Monday evening? Monday. I was watching a spring training game. Phillies were doing pretty good, and then the Orioles really started to whack our pitcher, and then I lost my connection, so I don't know how that ended. Probably not well. I said to my sisters, it could be a long year. Nobody's chatting. Is everybody sleeping? I should get out my, oh, see, now this had a bunch of little pieces of crazy colors on it. I think they were like little pictures of little cards or something. This is why you don't throw anything away, right? Because you can do this. And there is Christine. Hi, Christine. Stacy's snoozing. Oh, Big Mama sniffing her Fabri-Tac? Don't sniff it too long. I really didn't think Fabri-Tac had too much of an odor, and I was watching, Lisa oh, I'm gonna cut out some of these words, My Eclectic Life, right? This is a long time ago, and she's very sensitive, and, I hadn't really smelled it. I guess I hadn't used a whole lot of it. So then I really push it to, when the air comes out of it, it really does have a smell. It's a thing. Uh, I can remember as a younger person liking the smell of glue. But was it the rubber cement? Mm, see, I don't remember a lot of stuff like that. I remember being in the car as a kid and stopping and dad getting gas and my mother saying, "Oh, I love the smell of gas." I'll just leave that go. No comment. Well, my family is very excited. I've mentioned this before, but tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow we get a new family member. We're very excited. My sister Jackie is going to be a grandma for the third time, and we don't know what we're having, so we're really excited to find out who this little skittle will be. Oh, look how pretty that piece is. So she's had one of her grandsons for a few days. She'll have him, I think, till Friday. Her daughter has to be at the hospital, I think, at 10 tomorrow morning. So we'll be anxiously awaiting. I know, we're so excited. And like my great nephew said, much to his father's chagrin, "Do you want a brother or a sister?" Of course, dad wants another boy. And he said, "I want a sister. I already have a brother." Now there's a smart kid, huh? 3 years old. So we're all in the Grayson's camp. We're all wanting a little girl. We'll be happy with either, but we'd love to have a little girl. My little Charlotte could use another little female in the family. Now, you don't have to just do this with paper, of course. Most of us would know this, right? But if you are watching and this is all kind of new to you, you can use paper. You can use newspaper. That would still look cute, right? Especially if you had some of that vintage stuff. Some vintage paper. Now, see, that would look cute with a little stamp of some kind on it, wouldn't it? Oh, let's stamp that if I can get it to lay down flat. This is why it takes me forever to do anything. Let's use red. And let's see. What do I have available that might be cute? I wonder if I can get a good stamp out of these flowers. Today, while in town, Christine said, I saw a chap throwing paper away. So I said, can I have it? So I had to go through town with a huge bundle of paper. The chap thought I was mad. Well, there's nothing new. Oh, I love doing stuff like that. All right, I'm going to use this geranium red again. Let's see. And this little, kind of remind me of, oh, not too shabby. They remind me of dandelions going to seed. Wow, that'll be great. I'm gonna let that dry. Now, hopefully, because it's archival, I think, so it's waterproof, I can put my glue right over top of that. Oh, look, here's another sparkly bit. Let's get some of this blue. Now, I think my other bin of fabric pieces have a lot smaller pieces in it. I just grab this one first. I thought about also painting the cover first, but with most of these fabrics, um, I'm not going to see what's underneath anyway. And you can certainly do a couple of layers. And it will need time to dry. I didn't fuss around with the spine, making it wider or any of that jazz. I just shoved my signatures in. There's a little dog paw. Let's get a couple little snips of this. A little snip of this, a little snip of that. Postage stamps. Wouldn't postage stamps look cute? I should move that up. That would be the smarter thing to do. I could add a doily. Now, I didn't get real close up to in the corner there. I might have to put another little bit up there because I'm going to have the lace come around the back, but I want that to be, yeah, well, you're a sewer. And this is more like a chipboard, Ange. I don't think my machine would, maybe yours would, but I don't think my machine would have tolerated stitching so well. And that would be a lot of stitching. You probably would, stitch all the pieces together first and then maybe glue it down or something. There's a lot of different ways to do it for sure. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry for the random singing. Now this was glued to something else. Looks like it was glued to maybe a pine cone. It was kind of orangey. So I like this country plaid looking stuff. I like it a lot. Okay. So I was telling Kathy, Calico Kate earlier, that I was a little sad because I wasn't expecting any packages today. My husband came in from Card Club. I went out to the kitchen to see how he did. He's not been winning much lately. So I went out to see. And there was a package on the counter, a pink package from the market. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I immediately perked up. I perked up. I love packages. Before my husband retired, he was working for an animal shelter not too far from our home. And they had been contacted, I think I'd said this before, by Amazon because Amazon gets all those returns. Right, Ange? Woohoo! Oh, and look, I forgot. I didn't even think about it. I won and I got an owl. So I was just thinking, the market cash would come off your bill. I wasn't thinking I would actually get the owl. I was so stinking excited about getting this owl. I got him right up here next to me where I can look at him. He's so cute. And they were contacted by Amazon. They contact nonprofits and they donate stuff that they can't resell. Lori, she may come on Thursday at 6, if not Friday. Okay, thanks, Ange. And, of course, it was up to his department to, unpack boxes and stuff. They told they asked what they might be able to use, and I think I said before, they told them cleaning, office products, and, of course, any kinda pet stuff. And, I would have loved I should have volunteered, but they have plenty of help, really, to just go through those boxes and dig through. I love digging through boxes. Eh, I went one time to one of those places, Aunt Beck talks about them, those, Goodwill places where they have the bins, and you can, like, dig. I mean, I'm not real short, but I can't imagine, like, real short people could fall right inside the bin. I love rooting in the bin. Doesn't take much to make me happy. Just give me a pile of junk to root through. I love finding stuff. Like an odd piece to something that you're looking for, or a particular game that you had when you were a kid and you're trying to find it, or I don't know. I just like doing all that. I like doing that stuff. Well, this is a cute piece. And some of the pieces on my last book, I glued down the string and everything. I'm going to make that stick out either end. Whoa, there goes my string. I'll just stick that down. I think that's cool. Lumps and bumps. Now, some people have snippet rolls where you could really snip off pieces. Some of that stuff's really good stuff. You know? You know? You know? It's more sticking to my finger. I don't feel like I'm getting my finger in it, but obviously I am. I might have to get another handful of stuff. Oh, I have a piece of that already. I'm trying not to double up. Which then, of course, made me think, buckle up for safety. I don't know why. Oh, I love this stuff. My girlfriend Lorraine gave me this. This is an old quilt. Look, I don't even have to cut this. The fabric just tears away. It's so yummy. I love this. I've been kind of hoarding this. It's almost like paper. Now it's not going to go that way, make a liar out of me. It's kind of see-through. Oh, I love it. Hey, there's Candy. Hi, Candy. How are you doing today? I'm just gluing down bits and bobs. Bits and bobs. Oh, the other exciting bit of news I have is that my bonus son is expecting his third child. So I'm going to be wanting to go over for another visit. Not that not that I wouldn't want to go anyway. Just got home from teaching. Thanks for joining us. So I'd like to get my husband to go with me next time I go. Of course, he doesn't think I'm ever going to go again, but I think I will. Just don't tell Ron. I have to kind of, have to work it a little bit, convince him it's a good idea. He won't want to go Christmas. I love going at Christmas because of the markets. But I don't know. I might be able to talk him into spring. Look at this. This is like an ombre kind of. It's got those sequins on it. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a teal down here, and then it goes into like a navy. I need something for that spot. It's not like I don't have enough fabric. I can put, oh, here, I don't have any of this, I don't think. I like this too. It kind of reminds me of ticking. It's a little wide for ticking, but like the coloring kind of reminds me. Or what about tissue paper? Like if you painted the surface, okay. I think everyone here is pretty much, night, night, Christine, have a good sleep. I'm very easily enabled. They've all moved to the corner and they're not talking. I think everybody's tired. So I had Tim Holtz on just for a brief time on Saturday, just long enough to be enabled. And then a lot of times, Joanne Fabric has his stuff on sale. So of course I had to go look. And I saw a tissue paper that I didn't have. It's got birds on it. But if it base coated, a cover of a book and then did a couple layers of tissue paper, I think that might be cute too, right? It wouldn't look so snippety or patchworky, but I think it would be cute. Oh, see, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, what else? No, that's fabric up there. Okay. I like that little stamp. All right, so let me concentrate on the front here. I need something down this corner. Gosh, I would love to find another piece of, it's not like I don't have it. I can probably go dig some out somewhere. Oh, this is a cool piece. Oh, I love this stuff. Look at that. I don't know that I have any more not napkins, but like hankies in here. Look, this is the edge of a pillowcase or something, or a little sleeve. See, I like all that stuff. Because it's just, I don't know. It's a little bizarre, isn't it? It's a little bizarre. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Look at this. Hi, Susan. It's nice to see you. Look, I must have a whole seam binding roll in here. That might be good for tying around the end. Let's see. There's some batik, some navy. Oh, I have a piece of that already. Oh, look at that. And it seems like some of the stuff wouldn't go together, but once you start gluing it down, look, I didn't know I had this in there. This is in the wrong spot. That should be in the lace bin. I've got nobody to blame but myself, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody to blame. Look at that. But myself. Look. Sorry, silk. What's this? Ooh, 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 ooh. Do 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 do. I don't think it's a hanky, but it looks like it might be a cloth napkin. Let's see if I can get. It looks like it's got some cut work there. Let's see if I can tear some of this. Let's see. I might have this hang out over the edge. I might need a stamp on that. I might need a stamp on that. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I wish I knew where that stamp was. All right, I'm going to try the gray. Let's see if I can get my words going the right direction. I don't know if I smacked my finger into it or... Yeah, I like that better. Now I'm going to cut both ends off because I want it to kind of look the same on both ends. So it'll be raggedy. And just headed out. Night, Ange. Okay, I'm trying to remember what else I wanted to show y'all tonight. Whoa. I just stripped that all over. Here we go. Yes, I'm using Elmer's glue. Because I didn't want to use up my golden matte medium, and I didn't want to use up my gel or my Fabri-Tac. El Cheapo. I love this. I love this. I have changed quite a bit in the last 10 years because, not that I did a lot with fabric. I did some stuff with fabric. But I never liked the edge, the salvaged edge, or where there was, the numbers or the name of the company on the edge of fabric. I just thought that was, throwaway fabric. And now, that's like my favorite. I love those strips. So I finished another tatting piece last night. I didn't figure it out. I looked at a a video how to make it into a ring, like a little circle. And if Dawn's still here, I have to connect with Dawn. I don't know. Like there's one thing that you can do where you don't make a chain, you just make a string and then make another circle. My string turns into the circle. Like I'm not getting, like I've watched a video, but I'm just not getting what she's laying down. Okay, now I need something under here because I want to cover that little, or maybe a little piece of this batik. Love me tender, love me do. Maybe a little smaller. And then after it dries, really, if I don't like something, I can cover it up, right? We all know that trick. I wanted to put this somewhere as well. See, I got a little space there. Let's just add this little goober. I don't know why. I just think this is very Janet Nash. Okay. If I had a little wonky heart to put on there, wouldn't that be cute? Huh? Little wonky wonky. Okay, I've got that flower there. I think this is just a little too wide. A little too tall. I like that better. And this is nice because it's sheer and I can see the stuff underneath. Cool beans. I got a little spot there. Needs a little something, something. Something, something. Let's have a little tear of this. So you can see why my other one warped a little bit initially, because I used a lot of glue, and of course I was using that watered down stuff, which in hindsight is probably not the best. Now I'm not worried about the spine. I'm going to put a piece of this batik on the back end here. I should have moved that over. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It was beautiful here today. Still a little chilly, but our little Bella, she just loves to lay outside. And I would let her out, and I'm like, where the heck is she? What is she doing? She's out there laying on the patio like it's a summer day. She's so funny. So cute and funny. Let's get a little piece of this on the back. I do like the letters. So what has everyone else been working on? Oh, some of these little pieces are hard to tear. I might have to cut this. Stitching. Oh, Kelly, you've been crocheting. Good for you. You did so well with that. That's right, Kelly, I wanted to show you how I hold my crochet hook. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Wait a minute, because I have, arthritis and some fibromyalgia and different things that affect how I use my hands at times. And so my mother, she doesn't do it anymore. Her memory is not there. She just doesn't seem to have the interest, and I don't think she could follow a pattern anymore. Um, but I'll show you how she held her needle. Gosh, I usually have one sitting here. I don't think I do anymore. I think I took them all out to, there's one, I think. Not that I could use a paintbrush to show you. But I know you find your own way, but this might be something for you to consider. Now this is a real little hook. But my mother always held hers this way, and this is how she crocheted. And she did like all this kind of work, like doily stuff. But I can't hold, hey Brenda, hi, good evening. I can't hold it like that because of my arthritis. And it hurts me down in here and here. Um, I mostly have knitted in the past because that's easier on my hands. So I hold my knitting needles like this. Yeah, see, I cramp. I can't do it for long because I can't hold it that way. So I hold it like my knitting needle. Oh, I don't even think I have a piece of yarn out here. Now that is just un-American, not having me a piece of yarn out here. I'm just looking around. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm going to find something that I can show you. I know how, oh, here, this might work. Your hand gets ouchy. So see, like if I put my, let's do it down further. You'll get the idea. Sorry, crochet commercial. Just hit skip this side. Well, that probably is how you're supposed to hold it. But I say if it hurts my hand, I'm going to hold it differently. And so I hold it like this. And then I can crochet like that. See what I'm saying? You could try it and see if it helps. But it helps me not, I can crochet a lot longer than this way. Because see, I have to tense up this thumb and all down in here, and that's what bothers me. This way, I don't have all that pressure on my thumb. It's mostly up here. Now I can't, this hook's so little, but see, then I can go and just grab my thread. You see what I mean? You could try it and see if it helps. It may not, but for me, it like really has helped me a lot. Just wanted to share, Kelly. All right, let's see here. Ooh, look at this. This is different. I don't know whether it's just me. Does anybody else that stream, do you get hungry when you stream? My goodness. Just had dinner. I used to work nights when I used to work with the college students. I hired college students and they would call our alumni and friends to raise scholarship support. Oh, oh, you thought that? Oh, I got you, Kathy. I thought you meant, yeah, no, I think the proper way, if there is a proper way, I think it's like how my mom would hold it like this. And she'd say to me, "No, you're supposed to hold it." And I'm like, "No, I want to hold it like this." I think like with everything else, it's probably no wrong or right in that respect. But I'll be anxious to know if it makes a difference for you. It may not, but I just feel like it takes the pressure off of that thumb. Oh, let's see. That's an awful big piece. Yeah, let me know what you think. And if you think I'm a crazy old loon, that's fine too. You can tell me. My kids will tell me. You can tell me. I don't care. For the most part, it'd be true. So when I was watching Tim Holtz the other day, oh, he was talking about his ideology line, the ideology line. I guess they got a bunch of new stuff. Anyway, he said the magic words. He was showing a project that he did. I guess it was with alcohol inks, right, Kathy? He was doing stuff with alcohol inks. I think that was Saturday. Gosh, this retired stuff. I never look at a calendar. I don't know what day it is anymore. Anyway, he said, they're not making this anymore. It's discontinued. Certainly there are some out there. So if you like this, you might. So there goes Lori on the internet. Susan said, when I watch Becky crochet, I'm thinking, what are you doing? She uses her whole arm, not just, oh, yeah, I couldn't do that. Yeah, we all do yeah. See, that would kill my fibromyalgia, that repetitive motion. Yeah, I can't use that's why I only felted for very little, and cranked my, you don't remember now either. We're a pair. Um, I can only do certain things, for so long. Like at church, we were doing stuff for VBS, and they'd wanna paint the backdrops, and they'd be like, "Oh, Lori can help us, she can paint 'em," you know, which is really not all that true, but, um, I certainly would be willing, and I said to my husband, "Yeah, I wanna go." He's like, "You will be in agony, you shouldn't go do that." "I wanna try." Look how cute that little piece of fabric is, and, sure enough, a couple days after that, I'm I just can't I really don't function very well. So, and believe it or not, vacuuming often does the same thing. He came home one day with a new vacuum cleaner, and I'm like, "Why wouldn't you ask?" I think I put that down the wrong way. "Why wouldn't you ask me? It was just a good deal, it's a nice vacuum cleaner, it's a good brand," but it's heavy. It's too heavy, and I can't do this motion. Or like gardening, pulling weeds. I can't do that because it just wrecks my muscles or whatever. Susan Susan said, my ex, even though he's a big fat jerk, did say, never let people know you can do something because they will ask you to do it. Well, that's certainly true, but sometimes you don't mind. I love VBS, working with the kids. The one church that our kids grew up in, we would have 350 kids come to our VBS program. It was amazing. And I was a voice and a character. I know you find that hard to believe, right? A voice for one of the characters. And we had a big puppet show. That place was rocking and rolling, I'm telling you. We had a great time. Great time. I was in charge several years of all the arts and crafts. What do you think about that? Yep. Had those kids coming in and herd them in like cattle. We had like 10 minutes for them to do a craft, and there'd be 40 to 50 kids in a group. They gave me a microphone. I had a microphone, okay? A microphone and a T-shirt. Living life large, ladies. Living life large. VBS, Vacation Bible School for Children. I was the craft lady. I was the craft lady. And I think I was a frog. I think I was a lady frog for one of the, gosh, I don't remember. I don't remember what that play was. There was one daughter and mother team. They would write the play, write all the parts, and the daughter made all the puppets. And we had a team of teenagers that did the puppeteering, and we did the voices. Oh, look at that pretty piece. That was in my snippet bin. What is wrong with me? All right, I'm talking too much and not getting enough done here. Let's see. Let's put a little piece of this back here. I wish it was PBS. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we had games and snacks, and the kids just loved it. And the parents did too, because the parents had a couple of hours where in the summer where they could go do their grocery shopping or whatever, you know? All right. I like the coloring of this. Kathy said she directed and did music, but she quit teaching when they'd give her the kids. That she had all year at school. VBS started the Monday. No break was out, and that was the last. That's the last thing you wanted to see were those kids. Yeah, a lot of churches in our area would do it right after school let out. Ours was a little later. But we did ours in the evening too. A lot of churches in our area do it um, during the day, and we did ours. I think the kids had to be there like by 6. It was cooler, and I don't know, it just worked out well because it's hard to get help. It's hard to get help. People work, or at least they did back then. So it was fun. It were fun. All right, I just have this lower corner. Put another piece of this down here. Doesn't quite fit. Maybe I can string that other. Where's that? Oh, I see it. I want to make sure I get on a piece of that. Boy, he's kind of cute, right? This little lobster. I like the lobster. This fabric used to be underneath one of our lamps, under a glass thing. Nothing sacred here. Nothing. Lori will take it all. Is Pam here? Hi, Pam. Maybe Becky really doesn't crochet that way. Maybe she only does it for the camera. Could be. So we can really see what's going on. You could be right. I know she goes pretty quick. She gets a lot of projects done. I might trim some of that off once it all dries. All right, let's get a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. Do, 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 do. I had a variegated piece that I really liked. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I wanted this piece on somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. It's got me some sequins. Angie, I didn't know you were coming back. I thought you were going to bed. Welcome back. Lori's been drinking too much water. Too much water. All right, so now this is going to dry. This is quite wet. And what I'll do now, I'm going to show you my original. Again, for some of you may not have been here originally to see my Snippet Journal. And if I have any ends that pop up, you know, I might want to glue those down. Da, 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 da. Yep, it's a good thought. It was a good thought, Pam. Does anyone want to know why the word lurking bothers me so much? Anyone? Anyone? I can imagine. Maybe it might be something I shouldn't ask. I think lurking has an off-putting connotation, really, to be truthful. All right, so I'm going to sit this up here, a little bit out of the way. This is my Snippet Journal. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Pam. I'm not going to say it out loud. And these are the pages from the guts of the composition book. So I've got a section of those prepared. Let's have a look at those. And we can start quietly listening. There you go. That works too. Now let's see. Oh, I just knocked down my pincher. Just knocked over my tub of fabric bits. So here are my pages. That's the bottom half of the composition book. And I put my glue gun on. I think I'll leave that on just in case I decide. Oh my, Susan. Hi, Julie. Oh, I'm sorry I had to go through that, Susan. Okay. So I'm going to do this in two sections like I did the other one. I think it'd just be easier. And I think there's about 20. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe more than that. What did I have on the other? Oh, maybe 15, 14. Yeah, I think I need to switch to doing that. It kind of just comes out without me thinking. Oh, that's good, but oh my goodness. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Let's see, 15. I think 15, 16. So I want to decorate the edges of these. Yeah, I agree, Julie. Oh, I'm sitting them on my glue pages. I don't want to on my glued cover. I like to just kind of keep them even. Let's just see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, I've got more in one than the other, but I can deal with that later. I probably am not going to stitch these in tonight because I don't think my cover is going to be dry. I didn't, really think about that part of it. But this is the part that's fun. And what I will be able to do with this is if I do want to stitch some on the ends, I can do that too. So what basically I did was just take some of the repeat fabric that I liked, and just started attaching it. So I could either sew it on, glue it on, staple it with my tiny attacher. See, now this is where I would bring out my Fabri-Tac. I might want to build a cluster and not necessarily all do fabric, but you know, it could be different. Big Mama's back. She's got the soup done. All right. So I'm just going to start messing around. Now I want, I think I'm going to open my pages this way. Well, you know, when I decided to do this before, my pages were stitched in, so that's a little different. But I think this might be better. Gosh, there's something sparkly under there. Ooh, that little, can you see that sparkling? The little sequins? So I'm going to leave some of this up off the top and coming out the bottom. Now, you may not like that, and that's fine. You do. You do you. Who am I? You do you. Asian meatloaf soup. Grandson has cough, needs the cure. Ooh. I do say that sounds quite yummy. Quite yummy to me. Got my fabric scissors here. And I can always trim. I guess I'm going to need to have it. Oh, Kellyanne, you know, I just have to say this. I think you've got a super fantastic voice, Kellyanne. I could listen to you. There's a couple of people I could listen to all day for whatever reason. I could listen to Lisa Conway all day long because of that drawl, that Texas drawl she's got. I could listen to her all day. I just love her voice. And I think, Kellyanne, you have a voice for me that I find to be very soothing and comforting. So it's really hard for me to imagine, you know, that you might not be in the mood to talk. But we all get like that, right? That's being human. So some of these, see that it's all glued together. We're going to get rid of. I threw something away. Somebody mark it down. She's come undone. She threw something away. Now sometimes I loop these around and make little tags, or just let it stick out. Now the batik, I like letting it stick out because it's the same on both ends. But if I have a fabric that is one-sided, I probably will wrap it or staple it somehow. And some I might just stick out the top in a random fashion. See, this is, you know, not, to me, not so great fabric. Let's see if I put that down. I didn't pull out any cheesecloth. I should really do that. Melody. Hi, Melody. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, we'll be having it. That's something my bonus son will say. We'll be having it. Oh, thanks, Ange. I just made some coffee. Now, the other thing I don't like is I don't like the bumps of the stapler on the other side. So see, I have my hot glue gun plugged in. So I want to put a little something something over top of that. See, look, I have this little fuzzy bit. That's the inside of a of a, a quilt from that old quilt. And someone might say, "Why in the world did you?" But see, I think that looks darling. Just, I like all that grungy, crazy stuff. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know why. This is double-sided. Oh, Big Mama's telling us what's in her soup. Vegetable soup base, bok choy, sliced mushrooms, a head of cauliflower, soy sauce, garlic, Vidalia onion. Oh, I love sesame oil, soy sauce, homemade meatballs, and ginger root. You lost me a ginger root. Oh, that's a good idea, Barbara. Barbara says she takes her scissors and pushes down on the bump side. I'm not crazy about how it looks on the bump side. Now I'm going to let that rat-a-tat edge hang off the bottom a little bit. Now, if you're making your own book, you could do your own thing, of course. You might have a paper pack that you want to use up, right? You could add to your pages, add to the fabric. And then be careful, too, that if your glue is coming through your fabric because it's porous, you don't want it to stick to your other page. So you want to be mindful about that as well. I think I'm putting some pieces over there that I want to make sure I include in I may have to go take a little trip to the loo. I'm very thirsty this evening. I'm gonna loop this one. I'm gonna do the loop. It is? I don't know. Ginger is so hot and spicy. What did I try that was my niece's husband loves ginger. Like he sucks on ginger lozenges and stuff even. And I guess I tried something like that he had once. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. So burny. Burny hot. Trip, trip, trip to my loo. Yeah, I'm gonna be in trouble in a moment if I don't go. I'm gonna have to take a little commercial break here, gang. I'm gonna put my journal here that I finished. I won't but be a few moments. Trip, trip, trip to my loo. I just noticed what you are saying. You guys are so funny. All right, I shall be back momentarily. Otherwise, I shall have to call it in early evening. Julie was thinking that song too. Oh, a lot of people do say ginger is good for. Well, I do like ginger ale, but that's mild compared to what my nephew, I don't know. It's my niece's husband. What do you call? Anyway, all right, I'll be right back. I'll be right. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab my. Is Dawn still here? I'm gonna grab my tatting project from last night. Maybe Dawn is still here. We should go come to the front of the room. boy. Is anybody still here? Commercial's over. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I decided to use, it is a load off my mind. Whew. You hate to get up and leave, but whew, I don't know. Normally, well, it's getting to be more normal now. The older I get. Okay, so I know I didn't put this together correctly, but I started it out incorrectly. I started it out with a chain and it should have been a ring. But it lays flat. I didn't press it. I have to figure out how you tuck and cut those threads. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, I said Teresa was in here first. Oh, thanks, Mitzi. So, I mean, not that the navy is ugly, but I have some really cute thread. And I'm wasting a lot of it trying to figure out. See, I got a little space there. 10 times a night? Oh, that's a lot. So if Dawn's here, see my picots are a little out of control. See how big they are? They look like a noose. All right, Kathy's back. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to continue along here. That's, the one thing about the Fabric-Tac, it does dry fairly quickly. Oh, maybe I gotta, let's see what cool thing we have in here. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna have to I put Coast on the front. Ooh, look at him. Ooh, isn't he yummy? Let's get him. I love him. I love him. A little cute on a page. So I'm just trying to do a minimal journal, trying to just make it look cute and something different, but that whoever might end up with this journal can do their own thing, certainly to it. It's a little eclectic. I might like to stitch him on. So I think I'm going to take a little, I'm going to just take a little pin. All right. And I don't want to do every page. See how a little piece of this might look. Okay, what are you taking? My husband says he can make it driving quicker if I just buy the coffee and pour it directly into it. That's funny. So true. Or tea. Oh my gosh, tea. All right, I want that lace to hang off the edge there. I cut that a pretty good size. Not too shabby. This one might look nice stitched on too. I could double. I know I'm going to end up sticking myself with these pins. Okay. Now let me do something here. It's got this cute little pink thing. I want that to look kind of like a little flag. Wonder what I have. Oh, I didn't put my, I need to cover up my glue. Hold on. Let's cover up the glue, Lord. Let's cover up the glue. Couple of handfuls. About a half of a cup, or would you say more? Couple of handfuls. I missed a couple of handfuls. My poppy, Julie said, my poppy, who was put on fluid tablets, once said, I may as well put a chair outside the toilet and camp there. Cute. Yeah, I think I need something a little bigger than that. Boy, that's a nice color, though. That's really not flat. Okay, Big Mama. Have a good evening. Sleep well. Maybe I'll just use my hot glue to cover that up. See, because that looks cute with that little pinky dink flower sequency thing there. I do love my hot glue. I want to remember which way I folded it. I can always trim that if I think it's too tall. Cesar Romero was tall. I'm really loving orange lately. I don't know. I don't know. No side effects. I missed what we're getting about a handful of. Okay, about a quarter cup. That sounds great. Thank you. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I missed it. Maybe when I was in the loo. Oh, that's the edge of a. That's the edge of a. I'm digging. I'm digging. Raisins. Raisins. Oh my. You're kidding. My dad used to soak raisins in, I think whiskey, till they all got plumped up. And that was supposed to, he heard that's supposed to help you sleep. Didn't work for Dad, I don't think. Raisins, huh? I'm gonna have to tell my neighbor that. It's hard enough for her to get up and down, but getting up and down in the middle of the night, a couple times. Sounds strange, but it works. How about that? Oh, Susan, maybe it was for arthritis. My dad's been gone a while now. Maybe I got it wrong. You're probably right. Right all along. You're absolutely right, and I was wrong. All right, that's still a little dampish. A little dampish there. All right, so Monday evenings I stay on about 2 hours because you know what, Ange? Really, Ange? You're going to say that? Really? Really, Ange? If she's not eating Mexican food or pineapple sherbet, now she's eating chocolate cake. Well, she didn't say chocolate cake. She said she's eating cake with chocolate icing. Really, Ange? Oh, so you think it only works for men? Your arms full. I can't drink hardly anything. It just I don't even wanna tell you. I get a sensation up the back of my neck, my knees feel weak. It just I don't even wanna go there. I'm allergic to whatever's in most of it. It just doesn't taste good to me. Oh, my daughter loves those my daughter loves those oatmeal pies. I haven't had one of them in a long time. Alright, let's see. What else have I got here? Gosh, I'm making a mess of my keyboard. Look, isn't this cute? Look, it's got all little Sleeping Beauty. Let's be having Sleeping Beauty. Actually, this little Red Riding Hood looks good because I can get the whole thing out. You know, some of this stuff they overlap because it looks so cute overlapped. You know, like the graphic 45 paper. I know they're a big offender of it. They overlap stuff. Gosh, you gotta waste so much paper to get a good snip. Kathy says, I don't know, but I know more than one man it's worked for. I don't know any woman who have tried. I mean, it's raisins, so like, it doesn't hurt to try, right? She could try it. She gets those little boxes of raisins. She could eat a couple of them. And how does your kitty know she likes them, Kellyanne? She been sneaking them, the little rascal. My little Bella, she'll eat, like if we have roasted potatoes or carrots, she'll eat those. She'll eat those left over. And she'll eat, meat, any kind of meat or anything like that, but she doesn't really like our other two dogs. Our little Lucy, she loved apples and watermelon. They all three of them would eat pineapple. Um, but Lucy liked lettuce. Lettuce was one of her favorites. She loved lettuce. She liked, green peppers. She loved green peppers. And Sadie used to eat celery, carrots occasionally, but she would always eat celery. But Lucy, she really liked all the vegetables, but she loved the green peppers and the lettuce. She'd hear you chopping a salad and she'd come a running. Oh, I miss her. I miss her. She was the sweetest, sweetest little dog. I think I might zigzag that one on. And then I can trim that. All right, so you get the idea. So then what I will do is I will divide my pages once I get them all the way that I want. And then I'm just going to do the pamphlet stitch. So this one, like I said, I did 2 signatures, and I didn't leave the tails long. So I'll just pop, and it's real easy to pop through the back of these composition books. See, when you take the pages out, they're all stitched. So you've got those little holes there that make it, easy to pop through them to do the blanket stitch. And then I'll pick out a piece of lace of some kind to cover that. And yeah, then it'll be pretty much done. I probably will not, I did some slow stitching there. I'm a little proud of myself. I thought that turned out fairly well. So probably do another one of those, and then I will have 2. But this is still quite wet. So there you have it. And I like that this is not a real big, long thing to tie around the end, you know, should it get chubby. So that's that. Now I'm going to put my cap on here, and I wanted to show you just a few things before I skedaddle. Oh, thank you, ladies. This is what Tim Holtz enabled me to get. I haven't even opened it yet. It's that. He did alcohol ink on a piece of acetate. I have to go back and watch. But you could just get this. But Amazon had the whole thing for just a little bit more money, and I love the pair, and I like the word voyage and the words artist journal. Really love that. Oh, Timmy is an enabler. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Ooh, that's a good idea, patchwork cover. Okay, there's a couple other things I wanted to show you. What did I want to show you? Lisa, my eclectic life, she enabled me. So, I know as soon as I turn off the camera, I'm going to be like, oh, I wanted to show them that. She got this. I found it on Thrift Books. And I wanted to show Kathy because it's got all these, oh, look, my camera doesn't mind. There's not a lot of, I mean, it's got different colors on there. Look at the piece of fabric shoved in there. Isn't that cool? It's got all these cool pictures. Of course, they're double-sided, so like Lisa said, you have to choose. But Lisa enabled me to get that. I thought that it would be cool to have these all in a journal. You know? Do more, do more. Do more what? Do more what? This is what I was asking about a couple of sessions ago, and I haven't done it yet. But Pam said to try it and see how it works out. This is an envelope journal we did. But see, when I put the Velcro down, it keeps coming off the fabric. And then that time it didn't do too bad. See, I have a little piece of Velcro there and a little piece there. So I was wondering if I put a little like crisscross stitch. See, I could put a button on top of that. I just want to be able to pull it and not have to worry about that Velcro coming off. See, and then that one will be done. I'm getting some stuff done. So I just have to sew that Velcro one and hope that, I guess a little, if I use a single thread, that's not going to really take away too much of the stick, right? Oh, golly sakes, what was I going to show you? Oh, I got my Keisha. I'll show you my Keisha stuff. Find more to do. Oh, I have plenty to do. I really got all night. I just, whoops. You know, sometimes you feel like, you know, and Mary will say, and I catch myself saying it, I try not to say it too much, you know, you don't want to bore people. I don't want to bore people to death. But I got this paper. I'm thrilled with this paper. It reminds me of some of the paper I was able to pick up when I was in France. Although it's very different, it just kind of reminds me. And so I was thinking, wouldn't this make a cool fabric paper journal? It's kind of like Velcro, but not really. just love it. It's different than the Timmy vellum. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an authority. I guess it's some kind of, yeah, this came from Keisha's. You know, and then some other, I mean, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is. You know, I like those spatters. And then this back here, I've got some plain stuff. And then I got one of the, I mean, I need this like I need a hole in my head. Yeah, did I say Velcro? Yeah, this is some kind of vellum, but it's not like the vellum like Timmy's vellum. It's duller and it's not as see-through. Did I see that binding made by folding? Wasn't that you? I don't know what I did yesterday, Susan. Yes, I did do something with folding and tucking paper inside of itself to make books. Books. It was these are fold. Well, it's not really folded. It was you cut a slots and tabs. Slots and tabs, slots and tabs. I know there was something else I want to show you. And I think I want to show you my, I think they called it a lace, I think she called it a lace bundle. It's not really a bundle. Well, it's not really lace. It's got all kinds of good stuff in here. Oh, I love the sound of that crunchy bag. Really and truly, I think I need an intervention. I need an intervention. Then you stick a piece of card in through, well, I used paper because it was easier. I did it once with, I watched Jean Peter. Excuse me, I needed a drink. And I did cardstock, and that was really tough. So you cut your paper. Some of them have little slits at the top, and the other one has a slit in the middle. And then you tuck them inside of each other. And you can make these little journals. And of course, you can put as many pages in. Oh, Kathy, you have a gem. You have a keeper. Kathy's hubby offered to clean up. So, you know, these you can make any size. You just figure out, you know, where to cut them. And, you know, they're nice. They would be nice for little tuck-ins. And you can, you know, use scraps of paper that you might not necessarily use, you know. They're a little funky, but, you know, that makes them cool too, I think. So, yeah, that was one live I did. Let me just show you what's in here. First of all, if you didn't see Calico Cake's haul from Keisha's Market, that's a fun watch. And she got one of these bundles as well. And I don't know, is it Tiffany? I think it's Tiffany that has these. Oh, Susan, my husband is, I don't do anything. My husband, and I offer, not a lot, but I will say, I can clean this up. Oh, no, go sit down. I'll do it. So I'm going to flip it over. Leave the little things for the end. So let me show you. This is like, I don't know, it's like a linen because you can really see the grain, but it's like, it's cotton. Look at this. I love that. That's darling. This is a piece of, looks like the end of a table runner or something. It's got that tight little stitch around the edge. Look at that. That looks like it would be around the rim of Audrey Hepburn's hat in the movie to me. And you got the open work there. I sang a song once in a play when it was a summer stock thing at our high school. And my song was called I Want a Man, I Need a Man. I was a snake charmer. Okay. And that's a bit of a hanky, I think. This is a big piece. This is a big old piece. This kind of looks like it's got a shimmer. And this just smells like, really, smells like what you would imagine heaven would smell like. I don't know what kind of, I was going to say cream rinse. That's not correct. I don't know what kind of, see, I don't do the laundry either. I don't know what kind of laundry stuff she uses, but this stuff smells great. Look at this. Wouldn't that look great on a hat? I was born in the wrong I think. Oh, I didn't realize this was two pieces, I don't think. It's all very soft. Yeah, I never wanted my kids. Some people will say, oh, my kid gets to be 18, they're getting kicked to the curb. But we were never like that. I enjoyed my children. I wish I had a few more, actually. Truth be told. This is like a deep champagne color. Arlene! Hi, Arlene. Arlene, I know I have that project for you. Every time I walk into my room, I see this one reminder. I will get it done. I will get it to you. I will. Look, I looked at the backside. I haven't forgotten. Please don't think I've forgotten. I have not. I have not. Yeah, my husband lives on his own too. That could make a difference. Of course, I guess a lot of guys do, but they would go out and buy food. My husband not only lived alone, let's just say he was frugal, didn't have a lot of expendable cash. And so, he had to cook. He had to cook. Look at this. This has to be tatting right here. I guess Dawn is in here. Did Dawn leave? Dawn! Come out, wherever you are. This looks like a piece of pink chiffon. My son picked up a couple of rolls. I have this in grays, like 3 different shades of gray. Look at that pink. Not 50 shades, just 3. Don't be thinking it. Look, and then here's some white. And I'm sure they're very appreciative too of it, Ange. Hi, Joni. I know, right, Joni? See, it's just a little snippet, but you can use it. Oh, look at this. This even has stains on it. Look at that. I love that. I wish I could find a tatting pattern like that. It almost looks like tatting. See, now I'll just have a hard time using some of this for a little while. I'll have to think about it for a little while. Look, where do people find this stuff? Where do you find stuff like this? Now, when Kathy was doing hers, I think you have a piece of this, Kathy, because I'm pretty sure I thought, oh my gosh, I hope I have one of them in mine. I love that. Although I will say, I just took apart a hanky or something, and I've got some cute little bits over here. Look at that. Isn't that cute? This will go well with this little kit. Can you see them well enough? You do, Kathy? Oh, I thought it was the one. Yes, exactly, Arlene. And this is real soft. This is like soft like a bunny rabbit. Well, what I imagine a bunny rabbit. I never pet a bunny rabbit. I've never pet a bunny rabbit. I'm imagining that that's what a bunny rabbit would feel like. And this, I have very little narrow, lacy stuff. I'm through with that piece. Could I be a model? Not when you're missing a fingernail. This has got a little stretch to it. Get back on that, pal. This is stretchy as well. Yes, Susan says, remember when we had Sunday dresses and school dresses? Oh, I remember having dresses for school, first day of school especially. Those fabrics look like little girl Sunday dresses with patent leather shoes. Yes, and a patent leather handbag. There's another little piece of that. And then some nice kind of sari type ribbon. That might be silk. I need to iron that up. I'll iron that up. Look, this looks like a little spatter piece of satin. That looks like a dress. Oh, look. I love that square center. Hmm? 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 Oh, I missed that the first time. I must have looked at the back side. Love it. This is super, super soft. Yes, the gloves, the little white socks. Yes, yes. Memories. So really, I didn't do too bad at the market this time. I didn't blow it out of the water. Okay, Ange. You probably have cake all down the front of you, chocolate icing. So you better get in that shower, girl. Better get in that shower. Better get in it. I have not done a thing in my uh, scavenger hunt book. Not a thing. Don't think I'm going to make the deadline. Well, I don't know what I was going to show you. Obviously, it can't be that important because I don't have it sitting right here by my desk. I don't know. I don't know what it were. I don't know what it were. I don't know nothing about no. See, this is really damp. I loaded it up. So then I couldn't find my little bird die cut, and I didn't really want to lose it. So I thought it must have fell in the trash. So I got my little magnet thing. I have a magnet on the end of a stick. I'm in the trash. I'm whacking it around. I found a paper clip, a little Timmy paper clip. And this stuff, this is not magnetic, but this got twisted around my little wand. Look at that nice piece of fabric I had in the trash. Oy, 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 I don't know what is wrong with me. I really and truly do not know. All right, one last thing. Let's see. Which way am I going? I'm thinking about doing a little sticker thing. Now today, if you were, see, they just don't stick, do they? Today, if you were watching Lisa, My Eclectic Life, Lisa Conway and Diane Fago was with her, and they were, they were collaging in their fabulous books, and Diane was leafing through her little chubby wubby book. So maybe I started this because I want to have my own little chubby wubby book, a little chubby wubby. Yeah, I wear dresses more now than I did for a bit of my life, but they're comfy now, and I have flat shoes. No more heels for this gal. Okay, let's see if I can find something in this sticker book. I can't tell you the last time I bought an Easter dress. I don't do that anymore for myself. Hers was a chunky monkey book, not just a chubby. Yes, yeah, I agree with you. Cool though, right? I don't know if I'm going to find anything really that's going to, let's see. This is the page that I put, I was doing watercolor on the jelly plate, and then I put some of that foundry, that almost looks like a bird head, some foundry wax on there. I usually have bare feet. Now I kind of like these medallions. See, this is the problem. If I see a page that I like, I'm not going to remember. Let's put that there. I'm just going to leaf through. Butterflies might work on there too. See, I don't really, whoa, that's, see, like these are, oh no, see that inside. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Hold on. Let's put some of this back up. Whoa, this is all little pieces. Of course, I like the eye. Pam looks so cute in her overalls. Yeah, I I don't think I ever wore overalls, really. Oh, I like that. Not so much the guy on the bottom, I don't think. Tiger brand. Hmm. Well, you know what? You got to start somewhere, do you not? You do. You have to start somewhere. So let's just go fly a kite. I know. I need to put glue underneath there. Kellyanne, you were so cute when you were trying those on, those Pamerals. She was so cute. She was so excited. They looked adorable. Adorable. Let's go fly. See, I don't want to cover up my copper. I like that copper. Fly a kite up to the highest heights. I do kind of like that tagger. Just got it. Ooh, look at that bug. Ooh, look at those bugs. Yeah, I'm not trimming those babies out. Mm-mm. Ain't gonna do it. Have those two little guys coming down to look at each other. Do 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 do. That bird's cool. Do 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 do. Ooh, look at that. Do 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 do. Okay, let me ask this question. We always generally end up talking about food anyway. Who here this evening has made or has eaten stuffed peppers, or as my neighbor Betty would say, filled peppers? Ooh, that sounds pretty, Pam. Stuffed peppers. Anybody? Anybody? Pam had them when she was a teenager. Arlene, you love stuffed peppers. Okay. I have made and eaten stuffed peppers. Okay, now let me ask you the next question. When you cut into the pepper, what does it look like inside? When my mother made them, and then when I make them, when we cut into our stuffed peppers, it's like a big Italian meatball. I know, I think so too, Arlene. Bell peppers? Yes, I use bell peppers. I like to use the green. That's to me traditional what my mother made. I've taken my hamburger, my ground meat, I put some water in them, salt, you know, I put uncooked rice, clean out the peppers, pack it in, not real tight, pack it in, put the lid back on, sit them in my pot, and my mother just would fill it with tomato sauce, right? Take out the seeds. So Arlene goes heavy on the rice. So it isn't like a meatball. Okay, so maybe you would have liked this. We go to this diner. They had stuffed cabbage and stuffed meatballs, two different meals on the menu. I love both. So I couldn't decide. So I decided on a stuffed pepper. When I cut into that stuffed pepper, it all fell open. It all fell apart. Like I needed a spoon to eat it to eat the meat. Okay, so it wasn't like a chunky chili or anything either. Of course, there was no sauce. It was all just dry meat and rice. Oh, that's a good idea, quinoa. Ooh, that probably would be good. My kids would definitely say, "I'm not eating that." They never did eat that. Their father wouldn't eat that. Um, but it was a family favorite for me. Yeah, I might have to trim this one out. Yeah, right. It looked like they browned it. Exactly, Susan. I think you're right on. Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible. I was so hungry. And I remember my mom, I was so hungry for a stuffed pepper. My dad didn't care for the pepper part, and neither does my husband. So for years, like my mother, I would stuff the peppers and then I would just make big meatballs and add to it so hubby, could have. He really is not crazy about the green pepper taste. So now when I make them, my friend Betty and I have a field day. Oh, that's a good idea, Arlene. I would never have thought of that. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that happening. Hmm. But see, then at least you have the flavor and the sauce in there with the pepper. I mean, this was so not good. So not good. And then to top it off, okay, so years and years ago, we went to visit my husband's brother. They were at the time living in Virginia, and his our sister-in-law made meatballs. I never saw anybody make meatballs like this before. First of all, they were huge. Okay, they look like a rock, like a big rock, like a they were huge. She baked them in the oven. They had no sauce. She had sauce on the stove, and then when she served them, you got the big meatball, and then she ladled sauce on top, which just was different. I mean, I never had a meatball like that before. But this stuffed pepper, that's what they did. They just ladled sauce on top of the stuffed pepper, and then before they did that, they took a slice of tomato and laid that on top of the pepper and then ladled the sauce on top of the tomato. It was horrible. My salad, which was really a different kind of a salad. Yeah, that's what I think, Susan. You gotta cook it in the sauce. I'm just saying you gotta cook it in the sauce. Of course, I didn't complain. Everybody's taste is different, you know. But I was disappointed. You know how, like, you just get hungry for something that you had, like, maybe when you were a kid or you didn't have it, haven't had it for a while. Uh, of course, I asked the waitress, "Are they good?" And she said, "Oh, yeah." Of course, she didn't speak very good English. That should have tipped me off, you know, right away. Anywho, so as soon as I get me some peppers, I'm gonna be making me some. And there's a place near us. It's called Evergreen. It's a little diner ice cream joint. Their food is really very good. I really rarely have any complaints. So I guess it's probably been about 2 years ago. My friend Betty, she was a little more, spry than she is now. We used to go to lunch quite a bit. Ron was still working full time, and we'd go out and shop, and or she'd have a doctor's appointment or whatever, and then we'd have breakfast or we'd get lunch, and we'd a lot of times would go to this diner. So you get to I don't know the owner's name, but we would know her by sight, and she'd always stop and say hi, that kind of thing. Well, we were wanting stuffed peppers, and, we ordered them, I think, and then they had just run out. So now we're, like, salivating, right? We can't wait till we get the stuffed peppers. "When are you gonna have them again?" "Well, I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna get the peppers." Anyway, so I'm in ShopRite, like, several weeks after this, and there's the evergreen lady. She's in ShopRite. So I said to her, "Hi, do you remember me?" "Oh, yeah, yeah," I said, "When are you gonna have stuffed peppers? Any idea when you're gonna have them on your menu?" She said, "Oh, it's funny you should ask. I just got some peppers from the market across the street from her. I'm gonna have them Tuesday." So now we're chomping, okay? We are really chomping to have these stuffed peppers. So make a special trip over. Now this diner's only open till 2, except on Tuesdays, they stay open for dinner. So we called ahead. I order us 2 stuffed pepper meals, go over and pick them up. Oh, look at this pretty butterfly. Can you see it? It's green and orange. Green and orange. How cute is that? So we go over. So I'm eating my stuffed peppers. Betty's at her house eating her stuffed peppers. My husband says, "So how are they?" I'm like, "You don't want to know." They were mush. They were like all mush. It was like squishy. It's the worst thing I ever had from this place. But they have really like the best French fries in the world. I don't know. So I would say to myself, what's the common denominator? It's Lori. Lori's the problem. I think Lori. I think Lori's the problem. Looking for something else. Something else I need. Boo, 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 doo, boo. See, I'm still humming Christmas. Oh, this might look nice. Ooh. Well, I ca all families are different. Of course, my husband says, "You never like anything you get." I said, "But I like to try different stuff." Okay, he doesn't cook. He cooks very well, but he doesn't cook a lot of different stuff. And he likes what he gets because he always gets the same thing. And he said, "Yeah, well, I know what I like." Me too, Susan. A bite of pepper with every bite of meat. Absolutely. I don't know. My mom don't cook anymore, so it's not like I'm gonna get it. My mom, you know, I don't know. I think Stouffer's probably has a better stuffed pepper. Just saying. Anywho, now I'm really got myself wound up and hungry for a stuffed pepper. I think it's too late to be cutting out this little stuff. Yeah, I think that's what I think I may have tried them once. I don't really remember. But I'm telling you, I'm sure they would not be as bad as what I had at that. diner. I'm really kind of thankful she didn't ask me how it was. Because it was not good. Of course, I usually can OD on diner rice pudding. Not like my mom's, but you give me rice and sugar, I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy girl. It's terrible. Ah, I lost that pedal. I wonder if this is worth cutting this out. You know what? I think I'm going to stick this down, and maybe I'll use my, see, I don't want to cover up that copper. Ooh, come on. Now, Diane, what's her, she changed her name a couple of times. It's Diane. Diane, I think she's now called, oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, my dad worked shift work, and my mom would say, "What do you want for dinner tonight? You want rice soup?" And we'd say, "Yeah, mommy, yeah." And it was a sugary sweet rice and milk. It was wonderful. Diane, she used to be called the blind artist or something like that, but now she's artful evidence, maybe. Do you know who I mean? She was in the New Year's Eve hop. She won some kind of a contest, I guess near her home somewhere. I don't know where she's from. Where she won an art studio for 9 months. So one of her videos, she's painting on Artfully Blind. Who am I? Yeah, there's another one that's Artful Evidence is now is Reach 0113. Yeah. I think you're right, Susan. Artfully Blind. I think you're right. Anyway, she was doing this big it's one of her videos. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember my own title, so I sure don't remember hers. But it was really cool. Well, she's working on this piece, and then she just took Sharpie markers and she just started writing words in all different yeah, it is nice. She started writing different words in Sharpie markers. Of course, she did it, I think, before she would stuck anything down. See this? Now this is coming up. But I'm thinking about writing some words on here and then maybe taking some, what's that white stuff we like? Gesso. Take some gesso. Now, see, I'm putting this Stabilo all around this sticker because I didn't want to have to cut it out. Joni, we're going to put you in the corner with Angie. She had chocolate cake. No, I keep saying that. She had cake with chocolate icing. Now Joni's got been making milkshakes. Man. All right, so I'm just going to wet my brush a little bit. And the sticker will probably really come up now. But that looks better, I think, than the milk toast paper that was around the edge. Arlene's got hot chocolate. I got nothing over here. I got nothing. I got a cup of water. I got nothing but water. All right, so let's carry this through. And we'll go around the butterfly. Now, I know these are going to come up, but that's okay. When I come back in here and they're sticking up, I'll glue them down then. I think at some point I might just come through here and you know, when I see stuff I like, just start sticking it down on a page and then come back later and add, you know, the fluff or some other stuff. I'm still working on my rooster. I'm not getting too far along. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yes, same gal though. Right, Julie. Right. Serenity Studio Art. Thank you. Very good. That be her. That be her. I have a sip of cold coffee and water. I'm always reheating my coffee. All right, let's I don't know if I want to do around the bugs. I think I have too much water on my brush here. This brush is a little wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. There's Judy. Hi, Judy. She's having a pineapple macadamia nut upside down cake with a glass of you girls are killing me. That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. Talk about a blast from the past. I mean, not with the macadamia nuts, but when's the last time anybody's had an pineapple upside down cake? That's a retro dessert. Oh my gosh, that sounds so wonderful. I do love the macadamians. You killed a paintbrush today? Oh my gosh. I can't throw anything out. I got brushes that are so bad shape, especially my ceramic ones, because I have a hard time finding the kind I like. So I never want to throw those babies away. Okay, I need some kind of where do I have? All right, so Diane was saying to use some kind of marker, like a Sharpie or a paint pen or a paint marker. My regular pens. I know I have them, I just don't know where I have them. They're Tombos. They won't do for this. I always forget I have Tombos. See, I don't know if these will leak. Does anybody know about these? Should be okay, right? These should be permanent. Wait a minute. Let me get my little eyeball. Oh, Judy fixed hers in muffin tins. Well, aren't you a good girl? What a great idea. Good for you. Okay, this gotta say archival in 3 different languages. It's got to be permanent, right? Oh, this is a brush tip. I don't know if I want a brush tip. I don't think I write so good with a brush tip. Let's try a couple of these so I don't have to dig. Okay, now I need some words. And what did I do with my gesso? All right, I don't think I want purple. A teal blue. Are they all brush markers? Indeed they are. I'm gonna say fly. Oh, it's not a real soft brush tip. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna say soar. I don't know if I have any, what is this one? This one's a pit pen. That's gotta be. Okay, thanks for popping in, Arlene. It was so nice to see you. Get out, you do? How wonderful. Every Sunday morning. Gosh, I haven't had it since my mother made it when that's probably a lie. I probably had it at some point when I was married, early in my married life. We probably made it, but for like a church thing, but gosh, I haven't had it in years. It was always one of my, well, let's face it, I'm a cake girl. It was always one of my favorites. Oh, this might be a little more. Hers looked a lot better than mine, for sure. And she had better words. She had better words. Let's see, I think these are, no, this is another, oh, this is a Studio G. I have other Pit pens in here, I think. This is a Pit pen. Oh, calligraphy. That's something else I was thinking I'd like to try. See if I could embarrass myself. And I can repeat. Bugs. Flowers. Ooh, I like the way this. She's back. Do you not have some nice hot coffee? Okay. So that'll do for that, I think. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. All right, let's do a Timmy. Good night, ladies. Let's do a Timmy crayon. Crayon, crayon. Now that's frosted. It's a little too pinky. Let's do orange. See, here I am with the oranges again. Orange. Gold. Oh, there's some of the markers that's one of the markers I was looking for. I wonder where the rest of those are. I'm sure I found the most appropriate and perfect spot for those paint markers I have. I just don't know where it is. Oh, just the bathroom break. I thought you were reheating your coffee. All right, so let's dampen this. Going to dampen. There's Roberta. Hi, Roberta. Nice to see you. Good evening. Good evening. All right, so this is just frosty. It kind of mimics the copper. It's like a creamy lipstick. I'll put a little bit over here. And this one, what's this one called? Oh, carved pumpkin. I don't think I knew I had that. That one doesn't feel as creamy. Probably because I haven't used it. What's this other one? This one here is, oh, the Crackling Campfire. Yeah, it's fairly new. This one I knew I had. This is the Rusty Hinge. This is one of my faves. All right, now I gotta find that little spot. All these colors are pretty much work together, so I'm not too concerned about blending them in. Just gives a little something something to the page. Now I think I want to, I'll put a little Rusty Hinge down the center here. I watched his live on Saturday. He was showing a lot of that stuff. Can you imagine? I mean, I would imagine. I don't know. But I mean, doesn't it make sense? Like if he has all these folks that use his products and he calls them the makers, right? They probably send them that stuff, right? I mean, you'd have to have a pretty good big salary to be buying everything new that he has coming out, right? Can you imagine having that gig? Getting a package from Tim Holtz? I was watching, this is a while ago. Here's my gesso. I was watching a while ago. This is a while ago. Tamara Laporte. She's friends with Jane Davenport. Well, of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? So she said Jane was sending her a package. Yeah, I would guess they work for him, right? So I don't know if they get a salary, but I would be happy just with the supplies. Anyway, so she got this package from Jane and she opens it. Oh yeah, he's got to be a millionaire. And rightfully so. I mean, he's a genius. Come on. In my opinion. I'm just going to scrape some of this heavy duty gesso, which to me is not really heavy duty, but oh, that worked well. If you want to see how this looks with the words hidden, on, go and watch Diane's video. Don't be paying attention to what I'm doing. Whoa, that's pretty sad. Let's cover up them boobs. Well, it's better than being blank. Not a whole lot better, but better. So Tamara was, opening this package, the different stuff that I don't know why I never thought to put this on the edge before. This looks better to me. I'm probably sticking my pages together. And she's opening this stuff. I don't even remember what she got now, but oh, thanks, Susan. She had promised Jane that whatever was in there, she was going to use it and do a project. So it was fun watching her. And like I said, it was years ago. I don't really remember too much other than her and Jane Davenport are friends, and Jane sent her Happy Mail. Okay, that's the bottom line. I'm sure Xandra gets happy mail from Jane. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do that. And that'd be it. That'd be it for me for tonight. I gotta go get in my comfy chair. Thank you for being here with me this evening. I appreciate it so very much. Nice to have you here. I always forget to say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So please do. Hey, and you know what? I forgot to go into YouTube. I was so last minute because I lost track of my day. I was so, night, Stacy. I was so last minute. I forgot to go in and do the thing that's supposed to stop the bots from coming in. And I didn't have any bots. You have a good night too, Pam. Good night. Good night, Teresa. Thanks, Susan. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, gang, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And I will see you soon. Have a great week. Bye bye.